Good Wednesday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV, the internal combustion engine age YouTube channel that talks about all my cars and trucks and motorcycles, the SUVs, the bird crap. Oh my gosh, it's just beyond unbelievable what's going on in my property, my life. But hey, good Wednesday morning there on this overcast, possibly rainy day, where I'll be crawling around my hands and knees today, probably getting wet, but so is life. Such is life. But as always, thanks for watching my channel. For those who do watch it on a regular basis, and as always, share the channel, help it grow, share the fun, share the craziness. I don't know. So anyways, what are we doing now? What are we doing now besides fighting the birds? So in so many ways in my life, I have shifted the birds out of the barn only to shift them into my house. So have I gone to the birds? I definitely have gone to the birds. And if you really watch my channel, you get all of that. And so what are we going to do today? What do we talk about? It's always about the morning content, morning conversation that maybe draws you to watch my channel another day, or maybe it makes you question whether you should even watch this channel anymore. I get all that. And as always, it's a challenge sometimes to bring content to entertain others, to keep you to listen to me talk and gab and whatever. So on Monday, we had the light conversation because the solar eclipse. Solar eclipse was happened on Monday. And then yesterday, Tuesday, we had the trade conversations because so many people questioned my capabilities of how I think on getting yet another electric vehicle, trader, Ice Age trader man. And so I thought to myself today, what a better way to start the day with the questions conversation. And got all the dogs out here. And how did the truck do? Did the truck charge up? So it wasn't until like 7 o'clock last night that I was able to get this truck charged, plugged in, because I've got this fuel tank going to a guy today, and loading this fuel tank was a project. I mean, then strapping it down, and it turned into a major project. And it's incredible how I bought those tanks 20 years ago. Yeah, 20 years ago. And I've tried to sell them numerous times, and just to no avail. So finally got one going away, have another one going away, and you say, well, just take it to the dump. Now, these fuel tanks, you got to cut them in half. Hey, you take them to a facility to get rid of them, they're gonna be like, you got to cut those things in half, man. They will not accept a fuel tank. So it's a project. This is an ongoing project. If there's any crap all over my barn, no. So that means that the birds, for the moment, are staying out of my barn, which that's huge. For those who watch my channel, that's a great accomplishment, even though they're moving into my house to burn my house down. If you know that conversation. So the questions conversation, which I think that's so broad, I could talk about that all day long, if you know what I mean by that, because there's so many questions we all have in life, and it's a big question mark. All right, let's get you guys upstairs, and as always, we got to keep, let's take Keith. Okay, go ahead, Ginger, come on. There we go, good deal. Okay, go on up. I have no idea what he has upstairs to eat, besides probably something of mine. This is really weird. So, I got a different type of plug with my charging thing, with my F-150 Lightning. I don't remember getting this. This is so, to me, I guess if you have a 220 dryer outlet in your garage, this is your adapter. I'm assuming that's what that is. So, or, I don't know, it's just kind of weird. That's a 220 type of plug-in for an appliance. A welder, a dryer. I'm just kind of speaking off the tip of my tongue here. So, yes, I'm sure anybody that watches my channel probably questions who the heck I am. I get all that. I mean, I understand that. But that's the thing. We live in a life today, I think more than ever, where you question what is going on. I mean, sincerely, I'd love to hear other people's comments. I talk a lot. Just like few people decide to even participate. So, but I get it. I think some people get X amount of minutes in this video and they just turn it off because it's just too detailed. It's just too much talk trying to share information with others. And I just think some people just don't, they turn me off because they get bored of me gabbing away. and it's starting to sprinkle as I walk around the collection of all the damn cars that I have and trucks. I'm sure many people question, how the hell do you make this work? For the record, it's extremely challenging, and I'll tell you straight up, does it continue? I don't know. I am really in financial challenges. I really am. Even they'd be like, why the hell would you go out and buy another damn vehicle? We talked about it yesterday. I just traded a vehicle to trade a vehicle. And to continue to be able to maintain all this stuff, I don't know, man. I mean, sincerely, you may start to see some things just kind of disappear. Does a rollback truck eventually show up and repossess some of these cars? It's possible. It really is. I mean, this is extreme. I have put everything on the line of me gambling in so many ways, of thinking that I'm going to make so much money in my business, and it really hasn't. So I did some things late last year to kind of redirect the way my business is run and how I make monies, and it really hasn't played out the way I thought. Initially, it did. Initially, I started making a good amount of money, but it's all petered off. And it's really weird because I question what is going on. There's something going on in this economy that doesn't make any sense. It really is. It's befuddling. This so reminds me of 2006 and 2007, where I got myself into financial trouble because of the same type of circumstances. It was everybody had money, but they really didn't have money. I mean, sincerely, back in 2004, so weird. I'm hearing like a clicking noise as I walk around my trucks and cars. And it's weird, if you have a key with you, and a lot of these vehicles, they talk to you. Because they sense your proximity of that key, in the car will start unlocking itself or whatever. So you have to question, for me, back in 2004, 5, 6, I'll never ever forget in my life. Man, it is so weird. What is that noise? So the 2000, I have terrible hearing, just so you know. 2004, 5, 6, everywhere I went, people were spending money like never ever seen. I was just befuddled on how people just seem to have infinite amount of money. That everything was being bought, and not knowing at that time that it was an economy based off of the people borrowing money out of their house, cash out of their house because it gained such great value, and they're using their house as their bank account. I did not know that. So I got caught up in this idea, I'm going to start a trailer business. This is a true story. So I always have liked trailers. So back at the time, my main income in my industry was the public telephone business. And that industry was in a decline. I saw that in the millennium, the 2000 year, the election year, I saw a radical change in the use of the public telephones. The cell phones were beginning to start to penetrate the market at cheaper values, more affordable, and it was starting to draw a lot of our customer base. These payphones, that was my successful business that made me a good amount of money for many years. I saw it changing and transforming. So I got this idea that I'm going to open a trailer business up the road from here. And there's literally property on the main road up here where I saw an opportunity to set up a nice little trailer business. And I knew I could run that with not having to spend a lot of money, and I could run it, putting somebody in there, and I can continue to run my public telephone business. So I got a mission to do that. Well, I got sidetracked because a key realtor guy that I knew as a friend, he persuaded me to get into a lawn and garden equipment business. So his vision was he wanted to buy out a local small engine repair guy that sells lawnmowers and unbranded or a branded product line that nobody really knows about, of tractors. And so we buddied up and we decided to be partners and to try to open up a lawn and garden and trailer dealership. Well, as time progressed over about a 2-year period, he never came to the table. And he was claiming he was going to take some property he owned up the road from here that he was going to develop, and it was too expensive. It was going to be to put the building up. So eventually I was like, forget it. So I went off on my own, and I miraculously pulled off opening up a lawn and garden tractor dealership and a trailer dealership, even though I really just wanted to be a trailer dealership. Because if you get a trailer dealership and you know what you're doing, there's very successful trailer dealerships in this country that make good amount of money off of selling trailers. But I got totally, sidetracked, and then I got involved in buying out this small engine repair guy and taking everything up the road here, across only about a mile from my house here, and I created the Tractor Shop. That was the name that I named my the business. And wow, so and the reason I did this is because I knew my public telephone business would continue to decline, and I would lose monies, and I had to go to a different direction in my life, and I wanted to own my own equipment, lawn and garden, and trailer business. But from the get-go, I should have just opened a trailer business. I should have never opened lawn and garden. That killed me. That bankrupted me. And the whole point of this conversation this morning is, back in 2004, 5, 6, I used to always question myself, thinking, where did everybody get this money? So I was on this page that everybody's loaded and everybody's just buying everything. And truthfully, when I initially opened up the lawn and garden business, the business in the second month of doing business did $330,000 in gross receipts. And I even had a whole business plan. I had to go borrow money. I had to go to banks. I had to leverage stuff. It was a lot of work. And it was even miraculous. It was miraculous that I even pulled off what I pulled off, because they basically needed close to $500,000 to get this business going, which I borrowed close to that amount of money in some aspects, but not totally. And so it was a very much a big gamble, but right out of the gate, the business was exploded. It was doing great. And then all of a sudden, things started to change. This is now 2007. So this is now me opening up a business in April 2007. And we had the driest, I've talked about this before on my channel, we had the driest record ever of the no rain. So the rain stopped. So for people that understand taking care of yards and landscapers, if you don't have rain in the summer months, you're done, because you're not cutting grass anymore. The grass stops growing. So the landscape guys, how you're going to pay a guy to come by your house to cut the grass? It doesn't need to be cut. Hell no, you're not going to pay him. So it was just incredible, lousy timing where I jinxed myself radically in my life by opening up a brand new lawn and garden equipment business that faced the worst drought on record. This is a fact. 2007. Look it up. So the business, the lights turned off in so many aspects because people didn't need their lawnmower service. People weren't buying lawnmowers. People didn't need lawnmower equipment. And that's the busiest time of year, is the spring, early summer, and then fall months. But it's like, wow. So by September of 2007, I'm not embellishing here, the lights turned off. The customers, everybody just disappeared. It was the weirdest thing. So now I am financially struggling to carry a company that I needed $40,000 a month just to keep the lights on, between payroll, rent, electricity, insurance, marketing, blah, 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 inventory, blah, 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 blah. I needed $40,000 a month just to keep the lights on. I am now personally writing checks to keep this company going, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month. But now we're going into our slowest time of the year. And now I'm gambling. Do I go through the winter months into the spring months of next year, where the rains come back, the winter comes back, and then the consumers start to spend money again? So I literally started just writing checks, not even sleeping at night, just dreadful, just the worst time of my life, borderline going through a divorce with my wife. I'm not lying to you about that. That's even deeper of other stuff that went on. It was a total, like, just, you just have to say to yourself, listening to me in this video, for me, I questioned myself. I got to a point I was questioning myself every day of my life of what I just created upon myself. And I was witnessing how, in the end, it's just going to destroy me financially. And it may destroy my marriage. I may lose my house. I may lose everything. I may be working at McDonald's. Who knows? Incredibly dire, straight times for me that I had to emotionally go through and keep it going, even though I knew it probably wouldn't ever come to be. And so through the winter months, brutal, beyond brutal, I'm selling personal things just to help keep people employed. Now we get into spring months. Now we're getting into the March, April, May months, where the business should be just exploding with people coming in to get their equipment serviced, people coming in to buy new lawnmowers and tractors, weed whackers, blowers, The service end should be exploding with people finding out their lawnmowers don't run. Nope, nothing. Goose egg, zero. Wow. So now I'm into May. 1 year later, when I officially had my best month ever, I did $90,000 in gross receipts. So basically 3 times, 4 times, close to 4 times less than I did the year I just opened up a business. And everybody knows you open up a brand new business and things are right, you're going to grow. You're going to continue to grow. And you're going to continue to be known and continue to get more customers and blah, 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 blah. So at the end of the day, I will never forget this in my life of me going to see a lawyer. I had to look at myself in the mirror. And I even told my wife one morning. I got out of bed and I said, you know what, honey? I think I'm going to jail. And she's like, what? I'm like, I just have got myself so deep into financial, troubles. I think I'm going to go to jail. And she's like, really? I said, I gotta go see a lawyer. I don't know how it's gonna play out, honey. So I go see a lawyer. I'll never forget when I sat down in this woman's office in the high-rise building, and I got a great attorney. You better find a good attorney when you get yourself in dire straits. I learned that lesson well. So she's basically laughing at me as I told her the story of what I just told you. She's like, do you know how many people I see come in this door tell me the same story? I'm like, what? She's like, do you understand how many people are going broke right now? I'm like, I have no idea. I'm in my own world. I'm in my own financial challenges. I'm in my own environment. I can't drive around and go talk to people at other businesses. And she's like, oh, yes, it's bad. It's bad. And you haven't even seen the worst of it. She's like, I have your same story 5 times a day walking this office looking for help for me to help them file bankruptcy. Wow. Holy crow. Wow. I mean, no. So now I'm in one part of me is like, well, it isn't just me. Yeah. I mean, so I'm like, wow. So now it's the challenge of, do I continue on? And now we go into June, into the business, everybody disappeared. The lights turned off. Then one of my representatives, this is where you just start to think, wow. One of my representatives says down in Richmond, Southern Virginia area, an older gentleman that owned 2 Kubota dealerships, blew his brains out. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So now I'm like, yep, it's over, man. It's over. When you hear about a guy that's been in business most of his life, that has a recognized brand, Kubota, and a guy blows his brains out, what do you think's going on in his life? Oh, it's beyond believable. He's got financial obligations. He's over-leveraged himself. He's done. So for me, back at that time, you say to yourself, where we are today, don't you just question yourself what's going on around us? But yet you don't get the answers. You won't get the answers. I mean, more than ever, look at the cars and trucks. They all exploded on the price. Look how expensive all of this stuff has become. And don't you question yourself on that? Don't you? And the typical answer will be the pandemic. The pandemic created all of this expensive stuff. Yes, it did. But I don't believe that. You know why I don't believe that? Because I know for a fact in 2020, 2021, you could buy this truck for like $80,000. You could option out this truck, about an $80,000, maybe $80,000 truck. In 2020, 2021, 2022, it probably hit about 90, I would say, maybe 92. So for 23 and now 24, go to 2024, this $80,000 truck is now $124,000. Why is this truck, I'll just say it's 90. Why is this truck $34,000 more? Why? Can somebody answer that? Would somebody reach out my channel and tell me that I'm just stupid? Hey, dude, you're just stupid because you don't understand economics. You're just stupid. No, it's the greed like never, ever seen, ever. And the big guys are getting away with it. The big guys are making you and I pay dearly for everything because people come to the table and they pay for it. That's the problem. Yes, I'm a problem. I get it. People are like, well, you contribute to that problem. I don't disagree. I'm not going to sit here and argue on that. But here's the thing. Can somebody give me an answer to that question? Why has everything gone more expensive? And I know, once again, the most common answer will be, especially if you talk to city administration, is it's the pandemic. It's a shortage of supplies. It's the shortage of people to work. But wait a second. But now your car value, wow, wait a second here. But now your car value, if the commodities and everything is so expensive, and the labor is so expensive, and all this other stuff, but yet your car that's used, that has all the same materials in it that the brand new one has, it's worth half. Why? Why is that? Yeah, we know why. Yes. Wouldn't you just love to get answers of what is going on in this country? Wouldn't you just love that? You won't. You won't. I don't see how you would. I mean, I just can't see how you as an individual will have the power to get into what is going on in our country, which I think a lot of people question that we're being undermined like never ever seen. I mean, don't you just feel that way? Don't you just feel like you as a citizen of this country is doing what you feel is right? But in so many ways, you would be questioned of your views and thoughts of what you think is right. In so many ways, others will say you're so wrong. And that's a huge challenge in this conversion of this EV age from the ICE age. And once again, I made this channel. I started this channel back in February of 2020, maybe January, February 2020. And the reason I made this channel is because I saw what's going to happen. I saw that this internal combustion engine age, under this new, under the new guidelines, the new agendas, the world movement, that this was going to be a huge sticking point and a sore point for the change in this country. I just felt like there's more people like us that believe in the ICE age should continue on. But then yet we have the others that want to question you on the way you think and want to tell you that no, this EV age is the future, and this will help keep Mother Nature and keep the world more balanced, and you'll be a better person for supporting that. And then for those that are in the real world, you sit there and you just question that. You just say to yourself, but how do you know that? And that's the thing. The agendas today, I mean, think this through. Right now, what is the number one thing that this country survives off of? It's cars and trucks and motorcycles. Sincerely, anybody on my channel, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. But for the record, take all these cars and trucks and motorcycles, SUVs, take them all away today. And what would happen to this country? We would look like parts of Africa. We would look like parts of India. We would look like parts of very, very desolate third world countries that don't have the infrastructure that this country has, that all revolves around the ICE age. That's the whole thing that runs this country, is the ICE age. The amount of fuel that is purchased and used that runs so many things in the whole, it's all intertwined that makes the wheels go around this country. But yet, we're being questioned more than ever by the sitting powers to be in this administration that we need to get rid of this. We just need to get rid of all this carbon footprint product that spews this stuff out every day, and you're a threat to mankind. And in some ways, it's gaining traction because BMW just announced their best sales of their EV cars ever. So their sales are way up. Tesla, not so much. Mercedes-Benz, not so much. But BMW has, this is what's going on though. I mean, I think it's classic. Do you know why BMW sales are up? I mean, think this through. Do you understand why BMW electric vehicle sales are up? Okay, I'm going to tell you why. Because this is a question you'd ask me. Okay, Mr. Iceman, Mr. Know-It-All. Yeah, right. No, don't know it all by any means. Tesla. Hello, Tesla. The Tesla people are abandoning Elon Musk. Why? because they're now questioning who Elon Musk is. Elon Musk has been in the background pushing these EV vehicles for the last 14 plus years, 15 plus years. And now he's been exposed because he bought out Twitter, and people are really seeing who he really is, and they don't like him. So guess where they're going? BMW. Now you go years back, BMW didn't have all these electric vehicles. Well, now BMW's bringing electric vehicles to the market. So guess who's buying them? Elon Musk, Tesla's crowd. That's where it's going. Big time. I guarantee you're going to start hearing stories of how many Tesla people have abandoned Elon Musk for the BMW brand. The BMW is such a better brand. The BMW has such a better infrastructure. So for those questioning what's going on with Tesla, nothing's changed at Tesla. Elon Musk has been exposed. And now he's being exposed. Many people don't like who he is. And then you take it like I talk all the time. The BYD, Build Your Dream. The whole Chinese market has become very aggressive, has fine-tuned how to build these electric vehicles. And so now for Elon Musk, he's being forced the hand to stop making the cars that he made with such huge profits, and he's got to find a whole new way. Have you heard that he abandoned the Model 2? Don't know if it's factual or not, but Elon Musk is questioning if the Model 2 is really worth bringing to market, and he wants the robo-taxis. So Elon Musk, the claim is, Elon Musk is now changing direction and going to use his monies to go a whole other direction and not chase the cheap EV vehicle where there's not much money in that market. So even he is questioning himself what he's doing. That's a fact. I haven't heard officially if he's made that statement or not, but that's the rumors that I'm reading on the internet. And anybody that reads the internet, everyone here questions whatever you read. Yeah. Who's the person writing the article? Oh, it's so bad. When you just really get into reading articles, you really question what is the agenda. And that's the thing. When somebody asks you a question, isn't there usually a reason for the question? I mean, come on, guys. Come on, guys that are married. When the wife asks you a question, isn't there usually something that's going to come back with an answer that you probably don't want to hear? I mean, sincerely, what do you say? I mean, it's classic. Honey, why do you need another car? Ha, ha, ha. I mean, come on. Honey, why do you need another motorcycle? Oh, come on. All the guys out there watching my channel, the girlfriend, whatever it may be. Yeah, why do you need that? Yeah, there's the question. How do you answer that? Yeah, I mean, I just tell my wife the way it is. Because I want it. I'm not going to lie to you. I just want it. Does it make any sense? It doesn't. I just tell her the way it is. And that's the thing. When you ask somebody a question, to actually tell you the truth. Oh, wow. Wow. That gets deep and heavy. How much of a challenge in life do we live in this physical world where it started with Adam and Eve, if you're a biblical person, of you can tell the truth. Somebody asks you a question and you can answer it the way you want to hear it or the way they want to hear it. Oh, the politicians are masters of this. I love how Joe Biden is going to shut down the southern border. I mean, it's going to be perfect timing. It's not Joe Biden. It's Barack Obama. Barack Obama is going to time this thing to a T. He's going to get this younger generation to be jumping up and down because Joe Biden, right as he gets close to the election time, will miraculously pull off, he's shutting the border down. And the presentation from him will be, hey, I did it. I got the border shut down, everybody. The illegal immigration, it's all under control now. No worries. Oh, I just can't wait to see this play out. It's going there. And then Joe Biden gets reelected. What do you think happens then? Yeah. Hey, Joe, why isn't the southern border closed? What are you talking about? I closed it last year. Well, it's not. I mean, why is the key guy, they're trying to remove the key guy from his answers on how he claims the southern border is closed, right? So, yeah, when when you have questions, when you go to the car dealership, you go to the motorcycle dealership, isn't it classic when you go up to the salesperson and you say, well, how much is this car? And how many times have you heard the salesperson say, I'm not sure. Let me go look it up. Okay. And so then you get the price, and then you say, well, would they take this amount of money for it? And then the sales guy, of course, will say, let me go ask. And then 9 times out of 10, I can about guarantee you that most people, the answer you get won't be the answer you want to hear. And then who hasn't had this? From the point of sale of you agreeing to a price to buy the car, by the time you get in the back end to sign the paperwork, the price is different. Oh, wow. And then you raise your hand and you say, hey, why is the price different? Oh, I'm sorry. That vehicle there, we have to charge you the $9.99 administration fee, and there's also freight and setup, so that's why it's more. Whoa, wait a second. You didn't tell me that. Oh yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Anybody out there that's a salesperson, I might hear wanting to attack you, but you know, as being a salesperson, that there's people out there that just don't really tell everything up front of what's going on. And I've even shared the stories about how some Harley dealerships, they don't have to have the Maruni, the Mahoney, whatever, the Maruni sticker on the bikes. They don't have to have a sticker. So when you go to a Harley Davidson dealership, you better be very aware, or any motorcycle dealership, so don't take it the wrong way anybody out there. It could be any motorcycle dealership that sells a new motorcycle. They don't have to show you the real price. They don't. That's up to you to figure out what the real price is. That's a fact. So be very, very careful when you go buy a motorcycle on a new one. I'm not talking about used, I'm talking brand new. There's a helicopter. They're coming to get me. They found me. I guess, here it is. They may land in my front yard and take me away. Should I go run for cover? I mean, do they have the white jackets? There it is. Oh, wow. There they are. Look. Uh-oh. Yikes, right? And what are they up to? What are they doing? Yeah. What do they know? Can I ask them any questions? Yeah, who doesn't know that? I mean, it's sprinkling. What a joke. I didn't be out on the job today. It's going to be a wet day. It's going to be another one of those days. Just, yeah, you ever get up in the morning and question what you're doing? I mean, sincerely. For everybody here on my channel, I'm sure that everybody has that type of thought processes. You know, you question, what are you doing? Where are you in life? Here's a huge question. I'm sure people that invest their monies, you question which stock you pick. I mean, look at Elon Musk. The Tesla stock is getting, in so many ways, destroyed. I mean, wow. So for Elon Musk, wow. I'm sure you probably heard about the Brazil thing where the Brazil government was trying to shut down X, but then apparently now they're loving Elon Musk. I haven't really followed all that. I didn't really read a lot of information. Here's the cars in the garage. The smoker seems to be working for the most part. So that's the good news, because my whole barn isn't just totally trash. And outside here, the birds get a path of taking a right. They take a right, and typically this area is just, it's so bad. Like the trailer down there gets destroyed. That there gets destroyed. It's so weird. I hear a car that knows around it. What is that? One of the cars over there knows. Or is it a bird living in my car? Probably a bird built a nest in one of my cars. Yeah, it's probably, hey, Iceman, why don't you open up your hoods? That's the reason I don't like putting these car covers on these freaking cars, because the pests, they move in. And they end up eating up your wiring. Who hasn't had that? All right, let's get upstairs here on the questions day. And me sharing my life's experiences. And hopefully they can relate to you. And maybe you feel better about your circumstances because of what I share with you. I love it. Steve at the car show that takes all the pictures. Here it was like a few weekends ago. Oh, there he is. He just ate my stamps. It just doesn't end. It doesn't end, man. This dog can't eat something. He's pissed. Isn't that nice? Oh, it just doesn't end. Oh my gosh. Need a fan on. It's hot. All right. Yeah, so what's he going to do? What's he need to... This is Bellis Motorcycles gave me that nice little BMW build sheet on an R1250 I bought. GS1250. Adventure bike years ago. Should have had a picture of it next to it as well. Okay. Watch out. Come on. Hey, dude, just... Oh, my gosh. It just doesn't end, man. It doesn't end on the keeper dog that wants to destroy things. Yeah. Here we go. Get all set up. Got my flash and light in the background, but I'm up higher. What has happened to my thing? I gotta check this thing out. Just seems like I'm not, I'm not proportional to this thing here. And what have I done? What has Kiefer done? Do I push it back a little bit? Let's see there. Did I do a little better? I think that's a little better. Let me get some water. My right arm. You know what? I'm killing myself. Just so you guys know, in this YouTube channel, this is so much work. My right arm, from holding his phone up all the time, this arm is destroyed. I probably need to get a stick. I mean, you get one of those sticks, but oh my gosh, this right arm is destroyed from making YouTube videos. It's a lot of work. I mean, this channel, I'm gonna tell you straight up, it's so much work. And I feel, part of me sometimes feels like, it just isn't meant to be, and just move on. It's so much work. But then I kind of feel bad because you know what? A lot of people do follow me. And I do know a lot of people like this channel, but I make like no money. There's just nothing here. I'm not lying to you. There's just like, it's chump change for what I'm doing. It's the amount of time and effort. So why doesn't this channel, blow up? I think I get it. Many people like your conversations are just too long. So for me, it's like, okay, so you just make 10-minute videos. Do you guys really want that? As I chug with water, I mean, sincerely, if I hear people say, just make a 10-minute video, so I just walk upstairs, put my phone in this cradle, so I'm not holding it as I walk around my property and show you all my cars and trucks and motorcycles, and you see the dogs, and you see the morning walk over. So you just come in, put my phone like this, and then I get the computer on, and I just start showing you topics of the day, and there you go. And just make it that's boring. To me, it's so mundane. I mean, so to me, that just isn't very exciting. But if I heard a lot of people reaching out saying, yeah, that would probably make your channel grow more, I'd be like, wow, really? But I had no idea. So that's a question for everybody out there. What do you think? Why do you think this channel just doesn't really explode? I'm 4 years in. You told me 4 years ago that I would have 4 years in 2,500 videos. Incredible amount of time of sharing content, motorcycle riding, I mean, everything that I do. And I'm going to be hitting 12,000 subscribers eventually. But for me, if you'd have told me that and the amount of money I'd be making after all that time, I should have should have been more of the Facebook guy or the Instagram guy or the X creator guy or somebody else. I mean, I don't know. Because for social media, to try to make money off of just making videos about your life and about what you think, you're the community person, you're gonna help everybody. I don't know. I mean, so for me, do I question myself about this? I do, because it's so much time and it's so much work. So, anyways, I'd love to hear the comments. People will reach out and say, yeah, man. And for the most part, don't get me wrong, I've been blessed and I'm fortunate to have all the subscribers I have. I'm not complaining, but I'm just puzzled on how these other guys that walk around all day and just talk about news. They're just reading news and they just then explode it into a more dramatic concern that you need to be worried that the end is here, that the end is over, that your house is, the guys that have the biggest subscribers are the people that constantly get up every day and give content of just the doom and gloom of it's over. Is that really what you want to hear? Is that really the better angle of me now getting up every day and start talking about how the car market's over every day of my life? I mean, there's guys out there that have huge subscriptions where they're constantly talking about how the car market is over. And the car dealerships are all going to go bankrupt. And, okay, I don't know. Remember I said in the beginning of this conversation, this is so much like 2006, where it's everybody getting the money to continue to buy stuff. How? What is going on? Yeah, huge question for me. Hope somebody else has the answers and smarter than me. I'll take it all day long. As I'm reading and drinking Frank, right? So that's it. That's the end of the conversations. But every day on my channel, Can somebody let me know who else has a channel like mine? Who else has a channel where a guy takes one word and then gets creative with that one word and uses it in the car and motorcycle and truck industry, and then use it for State of Times? That's my goal on my channel. Instead of being very just dominant, political, and ideology, I try not to do that too much. I try to throw it in there in a subtle way so we can all kind of relate with each other and not get bent on because you like Joe Biden, I don't like you, because I like Donald Trump, you don't like me, or you don't like, I mean, vice versa. Who cares? These are people that are just being paid off by the big guys that want to get things done. If they can get these people in office, that's all it is. You know, these people don't really per se like you, but I agree. One person has a better view of what should be, how this country should be run over another, and I don't disagree with you on that. But then that turns into the big question: who's right, who's wrong? And it just takes time eventually to see who is right or wrong. That's how life works. Is when you do question something, eventually, and I'm sure some people on my channel, like I said, my biggest ever view on the morning conversations was the bankruptcy conversation. Because I'm sure many people feel like this guy is just doomed. Eventually, this guy is just going to lose all his stuff. There's no way this guy can sustain how he buys cars and trucks and motorcycles all the time. And so the people that question all that, does the day come to be that, yeah, right. See, I told you so. I told you this guy could not sustain that. The guy tried to build a channel off of just showing you how he buys things all the time, and it didn't succeed. But the thing is, I've been doing this my whole life. So you just now see it before I didn't used to show it. I was too embarrassed to show it. So that's it. Everybody, thanks for being a participant. And the goal for me is the channel to get bigger, because if I made money on it, then I would reward people with doing things. I would do that. So IceAgeTV, comments at gmail.com if you want to comment personally without being on the public YouTube thing. You can do that. You can get a sticker, whatever. I'm open to criticism. I'm open. I'm a big boy. I can take the beatings. I've done it my whole life. I'm sure you have too. I'm no different, no better than you. That's not the point of my channel. It really isn't. I'm just wanting to have fun and share with you. But I'm very blessed to be able to do what I do. How long does it last? I don't know. It's questionable. So everybody, have a great day as always. God bless. Share the channel, subscribe, and stay tuned for what's next, right? I have no idea.